Hey, eighth grade. Today we're going to continue our unit on chemistry by talking about multiple bonds. Our essential question for today says, how many pairs of electrons are shared in a double bond? Right, let's get started. Okay, sometimes an atom shares more than one electron with another atom. So this is something new. We haven't talked about this yet. We know that covalent bonds are formed when electrons are shared between two atoms. But did you know that you could have more than one electron being shared? So that leads us to these multiple bonds, right? If you look on the left, you can see a single bond, which is what we have been talking about. So up to this point, when we've been talking about covalent bonds, we're talking about one electron being shared with another atom. So hydrogen is a perfect example. We know that hydrogen can share its electrons to become stable. We would abbreviate that with our little shortcut version of drawing a dash in between our two hydrogen atoms. We already know that. But sometimes you could have two pairs of electrons that are involved in a covalent bond, which would be a double bond. So in the middle, we have an example of a double bond with an oxygen molecule. When we show a double bond, we can abbreviate it with two horizontal lines, right? So this means that a double bond has formed. We have two pairs of electrons that are being shared between atoms. And then when you have three pairs of electrons that are shared between two atoms, the bond is called a triple bond. So over here we have nitrogen, and you can see that there are three pairs of electrons that are being shared, not three electrons, three pairs of electrons. We abbreviate that by drawing three horizontal lines in between them to show that a triple bond has happened. Now, all three of these are still covalent bonds. It's just three different types of covalent bonds. Okay, let's go over some examples. So our first example is carbon dioxide. In carbon dioxide, carbon, right over here, carbon shares two electrons with each of two oxygen atoms, right up here, forming two double bonds. So we can see that when we have these oxygen atoms that form a covalent bond with the carbon atom, it actually creates two separate double bonds. So over here on the left, we can see a double bond between oxygen and carbon. And then over on the right-hand side, you can see the other oxygen atom also forms a double bond with carbon. So we abbreviate it just like this. We have a double bond right over here on the left, and we have a double bond right over here on the right. That means that two pairs of electrons are being shared over here, and two pairs of electrons are being shared over here on this side too. All right, so a triple bond example would be nitrogen. We just talked about it briefly on the other slide. Nitrogen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valence electrons, right? That means that it would need 3 more in order to be stable. So these two nitrogen atoms, if you look at them, these two electrons can pair together. These two electrons can pair together. And lastly, these two electrons can pair together to form a triple bond, which looks just like this. We abbreviate those three pairs being shared by three horizontal lines right down here. For now, don't worry about the parentheses. Just worry about the three horizontal lines in the middle abbreviate a triple bond. All right, that's it for today. Go to Google Classroom, answer your question of the day. Bye.